In order to get back at the pervert who had been peeping at her, Annie did something that no other woman would dare to do. She drew 2 pounds of blood from her arm. She first splashed a pound of it on the floor, then dripped a single drop at the doorway, and poured the rest into a pot, mixing it with boiling water. After obtaining enough blood water, she put her nightgown over a pillow and stabbed it with a knife, creating dozens of holes. She then evenly smeared the blood water over it. Finally, calculating the exact timing, she lay on the sofa like a corpse, holding her breath, just a second before the peeping Tom would unlock the door. As the peeping Tom entered, he stepped right on the drop of blood at the doorway, leaving evidence of his entry. The next second, he spotted the corpse on the sofa. The sight of the white, blood-stained mess was so grotesque that even the pervert felt disgusted and vomited, but he forced it back down. He realized that if he left any trace at the scene or called the police from his own phone, he would never be able to clear his name, even if he jumped into the Yellow River. So, to prove his innocence, he had no choice but to flee the house as quickly as possible. Little did he know, he had fallen right into Annie's trap. As soon as the man left, Annie quickly got up and took several selfies. She then pulled out a strand of her hair, trimmed it to a length similar to the peeping Tom's, and placed it next to the bloodstain, taking another photo, in even more detail. After cleaning up the scene, she deliberately dripped a single drop of blood under the sofa, leaving a clue for the police. Finally, she vanished without a trace, leaving the mess for the man to deal with. After the man fled in a panic, he quickly sent a text message to Annie, saying he would bring a client to her house to view the property that evening. This way, he could clear his suspicion and make the client the first witness. Hearing the scream, the man pretended to be unaware and rushed into the room, only to be stunned once again. The corpse was gone from the sofa, and the room had been cleaned spotless, as if nothing had happened. The client had screamed earlier because they had seen the blood and the corpse. At this point, the man was bewildered. He quickly checked all the rooms, but there was no trace of a murder. This eerie phenomenon plunged the man into deep panic. He suspected that the murderer must have dismembered Annie's body and taken it away after he left, but if that was the case, then the murderer must have been hiding in the house when he first discovered the corpse, and surely would have seen his face. Sure enough, the next day, the man received a red envelope containing just 3 simple words: "Is it you?" It also included photos of Annie's body and the man at the crime scene. One of the blood-stained photos even had a short strand of hair. Recalling the panic of the moment, it was indeed very likely that he had left some hair behind. If these photos fell into the hands of the police, he would be unable to defend himself, but what he feared the most came to pass. The police found him not long after and began asking him about Annie.